While Diana captivated the world as she joined the House of Windsor, her husband and in-laws didn't receive the same warmth from the public. Consequently, she became ensnared in a series of controversies and challenges, which eventually led to her tragic and premature death. Princess Diana's life was far more complex than most realize, and this is just one facet of her story. Now, in a surprising twist, many years after her passing, Princess Diana's son has revealed all the secrets about King Charles. This disclosure not only validates long-held suspicions, but also sheds new light on her poignant narrative. Join us as we delve into the mysteries surrounding one of the world's most renowned royal families. A family trait, royal secrets. The latest royal biography questions the shocking revelation that Prince William, Diana's son, has leaked private details about Harry and secrets regarding King Charles. However, the future king's friends and allies, including the Prince of Wales, have rallied around him. The book Endgame by renowned royal analyst Omid Scobie, who also authored Finding Freedom, delves into the lives of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and has stirred much discussion in British tabloids recently. This follow-up book exposes the turbulent side of the royal family under King Charles's reign. According to the book, the secrets about King Charles and other royals were leaked by none other than Prince William. It reinforces long-held beliefs that King Charles didn't meet Diana by chance and that royal secrets should never be exposed, as doing so often leads to tragic outcomes. But before we dive into that, it's essential to understand Princess Diana's family and early life. Diana's family. Princess Diana's heritage connected her to the royal family well before her marriage to Prince Charles. Born to Viscount and Viscountess Althorp, who later became Earl Spencer and Mrs. Shand Kidd, Diana's birthplace was Sandringham, a private estate of the Queen. Here she grew up playing with Princes Edward and Andrew, and affectionately called Queen Elizabeth Aunt Lilith. Diana's father served as a royal equerry for both King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II, while her mother was a lady-in-waiting for the Queen Mother. Their wedding in 1954, attended by the Queen, was a significant social event. Although it may seem like Diana was destined for a fairy tale life, her early years were far from enchanted, marked by secrets and family strife. Her parents, John and Frances Spencer, were prominent figures, but their marriage was troubled. Diana's birth in 1961 brought some joy, but the loss of a son in 1960 cast a lingering shadow of sadness. The birth of her brother Charles brought some hope, but tensions persisted. Her older sisters, Sarah and Jane, were sent to boarding schools, leaving Diana to navigate family discord with her younger brother. Despite her efforts, Diana couldn't escape the turmoil. As she grew older, her parents' marriage deteriorated further. Diana later revealed the complexities of their relationship, including physical mistreatment and infidelity, which were far more intricate than the public knew. Officially, her mother left the marriage for another man, but the truth was more complicated. After Frances left, a custody battle ensued, with Frances's own mother siding with John, who ultimately won. This separation from her mother at age 7 deeply affected Diana. Before she attended boarding school like her sisters, nannies cared for her and her brother Charles. Unlike her academically inclined sisters, Diana struggled in school, showing more interest in extracurricular activities and socializing. Despite their differences, Diana and her sisters shared a common interest in finding the same men attractive, but that's a story for later. When not at school, Diana lived at Park House on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, where she occasionally saw Queen Elizabeth II and her family, though she always felt uncomfortable around them. In 1976, her father moved the family to Northamptonshire after marrying Rayne, Countess of Dartmouth. This move troubled Diana, as Norfolk had always been her home. Diana's relationship with her stepmother, Rayne, was strained to the point that she and her siblings nicknamed her Acid Rain. This nickname gives a clear picture of their dynamic. Tensions hit a peak when Rayne made derogatory remarks about Diana's mother, leading Diana to almost push her down the stairs. The family conflicts continued. In 1978, Diana had a premonition about her father's health, which proved accurate when he collapsed from a brain hemorrhage. Rain then barred the children from visiting him in the hospital, worsening the family rift. These tumultuous home conditions impacted Diana's schooling, causing her to fail her O-levels twice and drop out at 16. Seeking independence, she became a nanny, which allowed her to move to London at 18. There, Diana found freedom living with friends and working various jobs like nannying, teaching dance, and cleaning, marking her first steps towards independence. However, her family had grand plans for her future. Her sister Sarah took the initiative. During a visit to Althorpe, Diana found Sarah hosting an unexpected guest, Prince Charles. Sarah had a crush on him and was quite affectionate, but Diana, then 16, found him unimpressive, considering him a rather sad man. This was a surprising first impression. Despite this, she felt flattered by his interest, but refrained from pursuing it out of respect for her sister's feelings. By Diana's 19th birthday, Sarah had moved on. During a weekend visit, Diana ended up chatting with Charles, who suddenly expressed his loneliness and invited her to Buckingham Palace. This left Diana bewildered, but the invitations kept coming. Charles also asked Diana on a sailing trip, which led to a weekend at Balmoral. However, Diana, inexperienced in romance, was unsure how to handle his attention. Charles began calling Diana's apartment, hinting at something more serious. During this confusing time, she sought advice from friends and even from Charles's confidant, Camilla Parker Bowles, who initially seemed helpful. However, Diana soon realized Camilla's secret influence and connection with Charles. Eventually, Charles proposed, but his words felt insincere to Diana. His statement, "I love you so much, whatever love means," lacked the heartfelt sentiment any woman would hope for. The full impact of this revelation would surface much later. A turbulent time. After the proposal, Diana sensed something was off, but being young and inexperienced, she couldn't quite identify it. The way Charles courted her felt rushed and lacked romance. Additionally, the prospect of becoming queen was overwhelming. Despite their limited time together, Diana said yes when Charles asked her to marry him, but deep down she wasn't certain. She tried to clear her mind by taking a break in Australia, but she knew that once the news of her engagement broke, life would become chaotic. And she was right. Even though Charles professed his love, his actions often made her question the sincerity of his feelings. When she returned from Australia, she received flowers, but they didn't come with a card, leaving her to wonder if they were really from Charles or just sent by an assistant. The media frenzy surrounding Diana and Charles was intense. Reporters camped outside her door day and night, creating an overwhelming situation. Diana tried not to let it get to her, often driving recklessly to evade the paparazzi. When she turned to Buckingham Palace for help, she was met with a cold and indifferent response. They essentially told her to handle it herself. This was a wake-up call for the challenges she would face as part of the royal family. Despite all the warnings, Diana naively hoped for a warm welcome from her future in-laws when their engagement was announced, but she was met with silence. Moving into Buckingham Palace, she felt lonely and missed her old life. However, when the opportunity to make her public debut with Charles arose, she eagerly accepted. She even met Princess Grace of Monaco, who offered her some advice about marrying into royalty. Back at the palace, Diana uncovered some shocking secrets. Charles was still in close contact with his ex Camilla, and their relationship was quite intimate. Hearing Charles pour his heart out to Camilla over the phone and discovering a bracelet with their pet names engraved made Diana question everything. Were there more secrets she didn't know about? She considered calling off the engagement, but ended up laughing it off with her sisters. As the wedding day approached, the tension between Diana and Charles grew. She felt trapped and turned to unhealthy habits to cope. Despite these struggles, when the big day finally arrived, Diana put on a brave face and walked down the aisle. A few things went wrong during the ceremony, like mixing up Charles's first name, but Diana, naive and inexperienced as she was, still hoped for the best. Yet deep down she was aware of the uncertainty in her heart. Charles was keeping secrets, but she never expected the difficult times that lay ahead. During the early years of their marriage, even on their honeymoon, Charles was often buried in books, leaving little time for the newlyweds to be alone together. This made Diana feel incredibly lonely. Although she kept her feelings to herself, things worsened when her bulimia resurfaced. Diana couldn't stop thinking about Charles's ex, Camilla, but Charles seemed indifferent, making Diana feel even more isolated. Things brightened up a bit when Diana found out she was pregnant in October 1981. She pushed her problems aside, focusing on her pregnancy and adjusting to her role as Princess of Wales. However, being pregnant wasn't easy. A few months in, she had a frightening fall down the stairs. Thankfully, both she and the baby were fine, but the real story behind this incident was much darker. Years later, Diana admitted she had intentionally thrown herself down the stairs after a fight with Charles. Instead of comforting her, Charles left to go riding, showing little concern when she cried for help. As her pregnancy progressed, Diana reached a breaking point and requested to have the baby induced. Although their son, Prince William, was born healthy in June 1982, Diana's happiness was short-lived. She struggled with postpartum depression and felt extremely distant from her in-laws. The years after William's birth passed quickly, and in 1984, despite the turmoil they had experienced, Diana and Charles were expecting another child. This time, things felt a bit different. Diana didn't feel as sick, and she and Charles seemed to be getting along better. But Diana harbored a significant secret from Charles. She knew he desired a daughter, yet scans indicated they were expecting a boy. Despite hoping for joyous times, things became difficult after the birth of their son, Prince Harry. Charles distanced himself once again, even disappointing the Queen. While Diana and Queen Elizabeth didn't share a particularly close relationship, they still held mutual respect. During Diana's marriage to Charles, the Queen remained unaware of their private struggles, attributing their marital issues to Diana's bulimia. Their arguments escalated, with Diana resorting to self-harm to express her distress. Yet again, Charles either ignored her or dismissed her concerns. Diana attempted to seek solace in medication, hoping for understanding and rest, but her requests were overlooked as her royal responsibilities mounted, leaving her feeling betrayed and isolated. Diana hit rock bottom when, after 5 years of marriage, she discovered Charles was once again involved with Camilla. Seeing Charles and Camilla rekindle their closeness prompted Diana to retaliate in kind. She turned her attention to James Hewitt, a member of the household cavalry and her riding instructor. What began as an innocent crush soon blossomed into a full-fledged affair, introducing a new set of challenges for Diana to contend with. However, Charles wasn't the sole source of Diana's troubles. His entire family contributed to her stress, exacerbated by relentless media scrutiny. Her relationship with Sarah Ferguson in particular remained strained until a tragic accident unexpectedly brought them together. In 1988, while Charles and Andrew, along with their spouses, were skiing in Switzerland, Diana and Sarah overheard news of an avalanche. They feared for their husband's safety, but fortunately, they were unharmed. Tragically, their friend Hugh Lindsay did not survive. Both Diana and Sarah rallied around Hugh's wife, Sarah Brennan, offering support through the grieving process and assisting with funeral arrangements. The situation worsened when authorities began investigating Charles for the accident, revealing that his party had triggered the fatal avalanche. Amidst the stress and grief, Charles directed his frustration towards Diana on multiple occasions, illustrating just one instance of her enduring Charles's callous behavior. Initially, Diana reverted to her old habits, battling with binge eating and purging. However, with the support of a friend, she chose to seek treatment for her bulimia, finally asserting herself. She even confronted Camilla at a family gathering, calmly requesting honesty and respect. While it didn't halt Charles and Camilla's relationship, it marked a significant stride for Diana. she began to open up more, navigating her struggles and reconnecting with people. Embracing her role as the people's princess, she spent time with ordinary individuals, listening to their stories and fostering a deeper connection to the world around her. Princess Diana was not one to shy away from controversy, especially when advocating for greater understanding of HIV and AIDS. She boldly broke barriers by not only shaking hands with an AIDS patient, but also offering a hug, sending a powerful message that those with HIV were not to be feared. Her poignant speech, advocating for compassion and empathy, was a pivotal moment, challenging societal perceptions of the disease. However, 1992 proved to be a challenging year for Diana. She faced a series of personal setbacks, beginning with the loss of her father, John Spencer. Following his death, her brother Charles stirred up controversy by evicting their stepmother, Rain, from the family home. Diana took an active role in overseeing Rain's eviction and asserting her claim to Spencer family possessions, making a bold statement in the process. Before 1992, Diana's struggles had largely been kept private. That year, with the support of her son, she decided to reveal the truth. Excerpts from the book Diana, Her True Story were published, detailing her challenges with Charles and capturing global headlines. It was a courageous step that exposed the authentic Diana behind the royal facade and ultimately led to something she had never anticipated: her divorce from Charles. When Princess Diana took steps to reclaim her narrative by releasing excerpts from her book, she never expected someone else to overshadow her efforts. Yet secret tapes soon surfaced, sparking a media frenzy. One tape captured Diana in conversation with her friend James Gilby, fueling speculation of an affair. Shortly after, another tape revealed Charles expressing his longing for Camilla, further complicating the situation. There were even rumors that Princess Diana's son, Prince William, was behind the leak of these revelations about King Charles. The scandal didn't end there. Amidst the chaos, Prince Philip extended an olive branch to Diana in hopes of reconciliation. Meanwhile, Diana herself penned controversial letters to the Queen, letters so scandalous that Princess Margaret reportedly chose to destroy them. Diana grew increasingly frustrated with the persistent pursuit of stories linking her to various individuals. In a bold move, she granted an interview with Martin Bashir, where she famously disclosed the royal secret that her marriage involved more than two people. This interview marked a turning point. After years of turmoil, Queen Elizabeth intervened, encouraging Diana and Charles to separate. Despite their agreement, controversy ensued over Diana's royal title. Reports suggested Prince Philip advocated for stripping her of it. However, Diana was determined not to let that happen, reminding Prince Philip that her title predated his own. While the Queen supported Diana retaining her title, Charles pushed for its removal. Despite the title dispute, Diana's devotion to her sons remained unwavering, and Prince William pledged to restore her title once he became king. As the divorce proceedings continued, another hurtful story emerged, accusing Diana of spreading rumors about Charles's relationship with Tiggy Leggy Bourke and insinuating she had a secret pregnancy. In any case, after some time, the legal matters were finally resolved, and many expected Diana to return to her family's estate at Althorpe. However, Diana, always one to defy convention, chose to remain in apartments at Kensington Palace instead. Following her separation from Charles, she found herself in another relationship fraught with secrecy. She was drawn to Hasnat Khan, a British Pakistani heart surgeon. Their love was profound, but Khan's private nature posed a challenge. Diana had to fabricate stories to conceal their affair, but the pressure eventually became unbearable. They considered marriage, but Khan feared the media frenzy that would ensue, invading their privacy. Additionally, Diana's mother disapproved of her relationship with a Muslim, further straining their bond and leaving things unresolved. After nearly 2 years together, they parted ways in 1997, with the exact reasons for their split remaining unclear. Friends later disclosed that many viewed Khan as the love of Diana's life, yet she appeared to move on swiftly. During a summer excursion in 1997, Diana met Dodi Al-Fayed, the son of Egyptian billionaire Mohammed Al-Fayed. Their romance flourished during their travels, but their attempts to evade the paparazzi inadvertently led to tragedy. The night of August 31, 1997, changed everything. Diana, Dodi, their driver Henri Paul, and bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones departed from the Paris Ritz with Paul at the wheel, but they never reached their destination. As they approached the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, they were swarmed by motorcycles carrying paparazzi. Tragically, the car collided with the tunnel walls and pillars, creating a devastating scene. Some photographers rushed to offer assistance, while others shamelessly continued snapping photos. Medical teams arrived promptly, attending to the injured passengers, but despite their efforts to save her, Diana succumbed to her injuries. She was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital, her injuries proving more severe than initially assessed. The aftermath was heart-wrenching. Prince Charles and Diana's sisters hurried to France to bring her home, while mourners left millions of bouquets outside Kensington Palace. The public mourning continued at her funeral, where Diana's sons, William and Harry, faced a poignant decision: whether to attend the funeral and confront controversy. The royal family faced profound challenges in coping with Diana's death. Prince Charles had to wake his sons before dawn to deliver the devastating news. While they mourned, the family received criticism for their initial response to the tragedy. However, Prince Philip played a pivotal role in guiding William and Harry through their grief, encouraging them to participate in their mother's funeral procession. This poignant moment was witnessed by millions worldwide, yet many lingering questions remained unanswered. The aftermath of Diana's tragic passing was marked by investigations and conspiracy theories. Some attributed the crash to the driver's intoxication, while others, including Mohammed Al-Fayed, Dodi's father, suspected foul play and advocated for further inquiry. Despite eventually ceasing his efforts, Mohammed's suspicions persisted, casting a shadow of doubt over the circumstances surrounding Diana's death. Diana herself was familiar with suspicion. She often felt targeted by what she referred to as the firm, suspecting the royal family of plotting against her. One troubling incident involved the leaked Squidgygate tape, which her staff believed was intentionally released to embarrass her. Diana's concerns ran deeper, as she believed Charles not only engaged in extramarital affairs, but also harbored darker intentions, including a desire to remove her to clear the path for his alleged paramour, Tiggy. The death of her former bodyguard, Barry Manicky, had fueled her fears in the past. Diana's affection for Barry was evident, leading to tabloid speculation about their relationship. Barry's untimely demise in a car accident only reinforced Diana's suspicions, despite official investigations concluding it was accidental. Furthermore, her affair with James Hewitt, which ended in 1991, resurfaced when he attempted to sell letters from Diana, sparking controversy and reviving speculation about his connection to Prince Harry. Prince Harry has faced myriad challenges since his mother's tragic passing. In January 2020, he and Meghan Markle shocked the royal family by announcing their decision to step back from their senior roles. This move ignited a global frenzy of speculation about their motives, with many attributing Harry's desire to shield his own child from the pressures of royal life, influenced by his own traumatic experiences. Amid months of tabloid scrutiny, Harry and Meghan eventually broke their silence in a revealing interview. Meghan courageously detailed her struggles within the royal family and the relentless media scrutiny, including her battles with mental health. She shockingly revealed how, when she sought help, the royal institution turned a blind eye, a situation eerily reminiscent of Diana's own attempts to share her truths long ago. Harry, too, spoke candidly, criticizing his father, King Charles, for what he perceived as a lack of support and warmth following Diana's death. The pain of losing his mother continues to haunt Harry, especially as new revelations about his relationship with his father emerge. According to some reports, These disclosures came from Princess Diana's other son, Prince William, who allegedly leaked sensitive information about King Charles and his relationship with Harry. In 2022, Harry disclosed that King Charles himself, or possibly another member of the royal family, potentially his brother William, had been sharing private details about him and Meghan. This was corroborated in 2023 with the leak of the book Endgame, which suggested King Charles's elder son may have been undermining his younger brother. Allegedly, William leaked information that could undermine Harry and Meghan's authority, prioritizing his loyalty to the monarchy over his brother. Reports in the Daily Mail, based on Scobie's book and interviews, detailed how the revelations in Endgame led the king to publicly dismiss Harry, further straining their relationship. Recently, in 2024, another leak indicated that King Charles was too preoccupied to meet with his son, further highlighting their strained ties. All these family dynamics and leaked revelations about King Charles prompt reflection on Diana and her sons, underscoring that truth can be elusive. It invites us to ponder how we might defend our happiness in the face of challenges akin to Princess Diana and her sons. How would one cope with living amidst such complex secrets? Share your thoughts in the comments below.